I go to Erev Shabbos, this week's Parshas Vayikra. We begin Sefer Vayikra, and the pasuk tells us, Vayikra el Moshe, Vayidaber Hashem elav. He called to Moshe, and Hashem spoke to him. So the wording of the pasuk seems a little troubling. First it says Vayikra el Moshe, that he spoke to Moshe. Who spoke to Moshe? It just says he spoke to Moshe. And then only afterwards does it say Vayidaber Hashem elav, that Hashem is the one speaking to him. What's going on here? Why is it ambiguous in the beginning and then later on specific, and then right afterwards it's specific? What's going on? So I'll say something based on what I saw from Rav Druk, based on something I saw from the Nesivos Shalom, and I'll mix my own thought into it. First of all, in the case of Moshe Rabbeinu, we could explain that when Hashem called out to Moshe, he just called out. He just called out. It wasn't obvious that Hashem was calling out to him. He issued a call, and Moshe Rabbeinu was constantly prepared for this call. He was constantly listening for it. And he understood on his own that it was Hashem who was calling out to him. And only once he understood that the call was coming from Hashem, then the Torah says, Vaydaber Hashem elav. I think that this is a lesson in Avodas Hashem, in our way of connecting to Hashem and to the world around us. Oftentimes in life, Hashem calls out to us, and because he wants something from us. And there's a lot of different ways that Hashem could do this. But because sometimes we don't realize that Hashem is the one calling us, we don't acknowledge that that's what it is. We don't acknowledge that this is Hashem that's actually calling out to us and asking us to reciprocate and do something for Hashem or do something for us. But if we would open our eyes, if we would think about the way the world operates, if we would think about everything around us, everything that happens to us, then we'll see that Hashem is really talking to us all the time. And everyone could apply this to themselves in their own lives. When something happens in their life, you have to be able to look at it and say, this is Hashem talking to me. It happens. Hashem talks to all of us. We have to absorb these messages that Hashem is sending us, because Hashem is, like I said, Hashem is always calling out to us. We just have to be aware. We just have to be looking out for that and be ready for the call from Hashem. So yes, he called out. Hashem doesn't always make it so obvious that he's calling out to you, but he's always calling out. And once you come to that realization and you hear that call, then Vayidaber Hashem elav, you'll see that Hashem will start talking to you. And you'll be able to be clearer and be able to contemplate and to be able to connect to the Rabbeinu Shalom in a deeper way. May we all be Vayikra. Have a good Shabbos.